guys, it's your girl Madfish Diva, back with another video. I know I've been gone for some time, but my life has been just super busy, super challenging, dealing with my anxieties, finding it hard to be motivated, but I'm going to do my best because I want to show a technique that I use that has been very successful. And this these items are going out to Tiffany Rose. Surprise, surprise, Tiffany. It's good to be back. It's good to be producing videos. Hopefully I'll be able to get up the energy to go live again. I miss you guys so much. Thank you for all the support and the kind words that I've been receiving. I really appreciate you. So what I'm going to be doing today is attaching some Brazil moss, which is from LRB Aquatics. I'll have a link down in the description. Lucas is amazing. He always gives great portions, has wonderful fish, shrimp, and plant, so please check him out. And so here we go. So what we're going to be doing, and then I also have some Hyggelia Pinnafinata. You all know I'm not good with those names, but we're going to attach this to some Cholla Wood, which I got from KJE Aquatics, which is on Facebook and YouTube, so check him out. Great prices, great plants. I get a lot of my plants from him. So first things first, this method is a little bit different, or is really combining two different methods that you might see on YouTube for attaching moss to rocks or driftwood. So this is what I've come up with. It's been fairly successful. One of the reasons why I do it this way as opposed to just using plain old super glue gel is because the gel turns white, and I really don't like the way that looks. I'm kind of about aesthetics, and I kind of think sometimes it might kill the moss, but we'll, that result, like with everything else, results may vary. So we have one of our beautiful Mexican river pebbles, which you can see me getting. I'll put a card up in the video to show me collecting these. I still have probably 60 pounds of these to use. They're going to go in another tank, my 60-gallon tall, which I have not put together because all the things I told you about at the beginning of the video. But anyway, so I wanted to do this video because I thought it might be helpful for those of you who have shrimp tanks especially. And I'll put in some footage of me using this type of technique and the plants, the moss attached, in the video, and you can check that out. So here's one of our Mexican river rocks. Really nice. I think these were like 50 cents a pound, so that's why I ended up with 86 pounds of rocks from the rock yard. Very reasonable. So if you are tanking on a budget, your local landscaping rock yard is a great place to get materials. So here's the rock, and then we have the moss. And this is beautiful, lush green Brazil moss from LRB Aquatics. So what I do is, in order to do this, I want to do a very thin layer. So when I attach it to the rock, it's better to have it thin so it doesn't cause the moss underneath to get brown, which sometimes may happen. So I will usually lay it out on the rock. And then what I use, which is part of one of the methods that you might see on YouTube, is I use cotton thread, and I chose this green because you may not even be able to see that, because it blends really well with the color of the moss. So what I do is I start out and I wrap the thread around the moss fairly loosely. Don't want to be too tight because I don't want to cut the moss. And I just keep kind of wrapping it. And you can do it as many times as you think would be great to make it secure. And I'll go in some different directions. Okay, I think that's pretty good. See how that green blends in? Now, this is where I combine the two methods. So I take this rock, I turn it upside down, I lay it on a flat surface, clip it, and I will find the other end. Turn it. Oh, okay, there it is. And then what I do is, so there you go. So then what I do is I take my super glue. It's gel, so shaking it probably really doesn't make that difference. And I don't put the glue on the moss, I actually glue the string on the back of the rock along the line. And so what that does is that secures the string to keep it from coming off the rock. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I just pretty much glued the string to keep it from moving around or coming off the rock, and I'll let that sit for a few minutes until it dries. It doesn't take very long. Sometimes you can add water to super glue and it'll make it set. The second thing I wanted to do was and I've done this in my shrimp tank as well, is take some of this beautiful, good Lord, I'm going to call it the Pinafida. And I like to take a dowel. And so the one thing great about Cholla Wood is it has these natural crevices in it. And so I found it was the perfect media to attach this particular plant, which is a rhizome plant. It really shouldn't be put in the substrate. You can attach it to driftwood, or I'd say driftwood's probably the best, but I guess you could probably attach it to rocks, depending on, what process you use. So I'm just going to actually push the stem of the plant, or the rhizome of the plant, down into the top of I'm going to use my tweezers for this, down into the top of the chola wood, which is like the stem, you can see. And the one thing that I've read about this plant is it likes light. So when you have it elevated like this, depending on what your light source is, it'll get good light. And I'll also include some video of the one that I have and how well it's doing. And when this is doing really good, it'll get a bright green hue on the back of the plants. Now these have been floating. These broke off of the original plants that I had, so I just let them float in the tank and take roots, and that helps. So that's a kind of a pro tip, I guess you could call it, but anywho. And then this little piece, I'm going to actually use to insert into one of the little crevices. So you decide how you want to go, you know, in case you, so I put mine is in the corner, so I might want to put it towards the front. And you just attach the, place the plant, you know, side up, and then just kind of, for lack of a better term, push the roots or the rhizome into the crevice. Now, I have a dowel here, and sometimes I might use the dowel to kind of place it into the crevice to kind of widen it, depending on the width of the plant, the width of the rhizome, to make sure that I don't disturb it or damage it. So there you go. And so what you can do is you can take this and put it down into your substrate and have like a little peanut. You all know what I mean. You all that know plants, I'll put the name down at the bottom. But have a little tree, and like I said, I think it does really well because it's near the top. These plants, they recommend CO2, so also another thing that I do is by being near the top, supposedly oxygen exchange and things like that will help the plant. I also noticed when I had one of these in my original 10-gallon, I also had a air stone there, and so that also gives you air exchange. Now you can look that up, the theory on that, you know, like I said, results may vary, but the one I have in this, the 10-gallon shrimp tank is doing really well. So, okay, well, thank you guys for stopping by. Of course, I want to talk about my beautiful earrings. These are from the House of Bling, which is Mrs. Funk. And I'll also leave a link to her Facebook page. All of her jewelry is $5, and it's from Paparazzi, and it's a really good quality. So please check it out. Hope you stuck around. It's so good to see you guys. I'm going to try to go live here in a few minutes, so you might see me before this video. Oh, and one more thing. Look what I got for my birthday. So I'm looking forward to escaping this. I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, like I said. So I'm homeschooling my 5-year-old grandson, which we're doing pretty good so far. But there's just so much going on, and I'm just trying really hard to keep my anxiety level down, keep myself sane with everything that's going on around us. I hope you all are well. Also, I'd like to send some love because we have some people in our fish community who have lost loved ones. One in particular is Fish Fam Mom, Susan. Susan, sending you love and support. I hope you guys are taking care of yourself, staying straight, doing what you love, taking care of your fish. And as always, keep it splashy, not trashy. Diva out.